Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to Social Media Introvert. Whoa. Oh, no, that was right. I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
Oh, I understand.
Hey there, pals. Welcome to another episode of Social Media Introvert. Today I'm here with my friend Taylor Pettitt.
Hello. I am here.
So, just to give you a little rundown of how things are going to go. I have some orchestrated questions that I ask everyone about YouTube content, blah, blah, blah. And then we do some questions that I want to ask you. And then we have an open floor discussion. So whatever topic you want to talk about, we can talk about. Or if you have a question you want to ask me, you can ask me.
All right.
And we have some questions submitted for you. And then we wrap up.
Sounds good.
How about you just tell everyone who you are, what you do, things of that nature?
Well, my name is Taylor Pettitt, and that is the same on all my social medias. I do a lot of photography, especially for concerts. That's kind of my jam. I exclusively just only go out to concerts.
It's true.
Too many. And I do some YouTube videos for this company called Research Beauty. We focus on a lot of makeup and beauty related things. I occasionally post on my own channel. That's just I don't know what's happening with that, but we'll figure it out. Other than that, I just kind of tweet about my cats and Marvel. And yeah, that's kind of the gist, I think. I don't know if I'm missing anything.
That sounds good to me. So what got you into social media and YouTube?
Well, at least social media. I, aside from making my Facebook account when I was 12, I made my first Twitter account when I was 13 maybe, and I was not supposed to. And then my mom found out and she was mad, but that was just so I could keep up with One Direction, and that literally was it. And then it kind of grew from there. I made my current account and did all sorts of things. And then I just, especially with Twitter, once you get started with it, it's kind of a rabbit hole you just fall down and you cannot dig yourself out.
Yeah, you just go deeper and deeper every day.
Oh yeah, I've hit bedrock at this point. And at least with YouTube, sorry, I have a little bit of a cold right now. With YouTube, I would always watch Smosh and Ryan Higa and a bunch of other YouTubers growing up. And I was kind of I want to do that. So one day I just decided to do it. And it's been a bit of a rocky road, kind of with ups and downs. My concert videos, some of them did fairly well, some not so much. So it's just kind of trying to find the groove on what I like to make and what my audience would like to see. And yeah, I'm still in that mess, but I just liked creating videos, and that's just kind of what got me started.
Nice. So when you started, what was your original idea for your channel? Were you planning on doing concert stuff, or did you have a different idea?
Oh, I was not planning on concert stuff. I wanted to be I don't even know, because I never did skits or anything. I knew I wouldn't be good at that. At least starting off. I kind of wanted to be all these other vloggers, not daily vloggers, but just sit down and talk to the camera and be haha relatable.
Yeah.
That
so
type
Emma
thing.
Chamberlain.
Kinda, yeah. To be honest, I've never seen one of her videos.
Me
I
neither.
just hear everyone. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. At least I'm not alone in that. Yeah, kind of like that. The only thing I could kind of think of was I had always wanted to be on a collaborative channel like O2L when that was a thing.
Yeah.
And then I realized how much work that would be, and then I'm like, you know what, never mind. Just little funny things like tag videos, stuff like that. I did a couple of those starting off, and then none of that worked. I did reaction videos. None of that really worked. Unboxing. I still have to do that now, but like I did a bunch of things just trying to see what stuck, and either with me or with an audience. And the concert videos, I think I just that started at least when I worked for Andy Grammer on his tour, and I was just like, I want to give a little insight on this because I think it's really neat.
Oh wow, you did a whole tour?
It was literally just a day.
Oh. I'm saying, wow, I never knew that.
No, yeah. It was just a day. Basically, he and his team were like, okay, we want to give like a couple fans the chance to like see what it's like on a tour. And you basically, like, what we had to do was just like pass out like some posters and direct meet and greet people around and stuff like that. We helped put up merch afterwards, and we got to meet him and hang out with him on the tour bus, which was super cool. But that was literally just a day thing, and I think it was Virginia, yeah. But that's basically what started it. That got like no views, and then I just kept doing it for more and more concerts I went to. And then the 21 Pilots one, that one stuck. That one really just went out the park, and all my 21 Pilots videos did. Yeah, that's kind of what skyrocketed it.
So like Taylor said before, which kind of covered my next topic, how she describes her content, it's kind of like a variety of what she does. Sometimes it's a concert vlog, sometimes it's a reaction video, sometimes it's a beauty video. So it's like you never know what she's going to do next, which I like.
I'm unpredictable.
Totally.
My elevator pitch, as a lot of people call it, at like Playlist Live or VidCon, has always been, if I'm describing my own channel, I describe it as I'm interested in a lot of things, and I watch a lot of different style content. So I like my channel to directly reflect that.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. I've never thought of that before.
Ooh, wow.
Introducing me to new things.
That's what I'm here for.
Wow, we really just lumped a lot of these questions together.
Oh, dang. Wow. This is going to be the shortest podcast in the world. Nice talking to you guys. I'm going to go.
Would you say someone inspires, like, your content? Like, I guess, like, how you edit or how you film? Like, does someone inspire you? Or no? Or even when you started, did someone, like, inspire you to do it?
When I started, that was back when I watched a lot of Smosh, and though a lot of their content was different than mine, some of the editing I think may have stuck. At least now, literally the only YouTubers I watch are Game Grumps. And I have been watching a lot of Drawfee recently. It's essentially like just a bunch of artists drawing some like weird things, and it's sort of podcasty. It's like any Let's Plays. I just put it on and listen to it, which is literally nothing near what I do on my own channel. I don't know. I think I just started editing, like just chopping things together and not really doing much to it. And then I got a little bit better. I got a new editing software, and I think my own style just kind of came from that. I kind of like observed other people's editing styles and maybe took little bits and pieces, but I cannot think of any examples.
I kind of like how you just like keep it original, keep it yourself. So it's like, it's not like she's trying to be someone. Why am I saying she? I'm talking to you. So it's not like you're trying to be someone else.
There's me, and then there's the emotional embodiment of myself, just always hovering nearby. It's very horrible.
Oh yeah, that was my YouTube questions. Work.
Oh dang. Wow.
So well, let's talk about how we know each other. So me and Taylor, okay, it's weird how to explain this. So me and Taylor knew each other from Twitter. I think she followed me first, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. And we were just internet mutuals for like a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. And then we finally met for the first time last year at Playlist Orlando.
And that was a whole year ago.
Yeah.
And it's coming up.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
We're already full circle.
Wow.
And so we kind of like bonded over just meeting each other from that first weekend. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like blossomed into like this.
Whatever this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I recall, I think we were at, it was some panel at Playlist last year. I'm gonna say it was one of the Community Unite panels. I think I don't remember if someone, like maybe Aurora or someone was like, "Oh, this is no, wait, no."
No, I met you the first day. That was in Era's room.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Damn.
That was before.
Okay, I don't know. Can I swear? Hold on.
You can.
I'm sorry. Okay. Wow. No, I think at one of the panels, that was when we like took all those pictures with everyone. Never mind. I am sorry. Wow. That in Era's room, that just completely went out of my mind. Yeah, that was in Era's room. Yeah. You just showed up and I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And then we went to Disney.
Yeah. No, actually, the way that I finally realized who you were was because I met you. I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And we were just in the room trying to figure out what we were going to do because you and Era were going to go see Avengers. I mean, not Avengers. Infinity Wars. And
yeah,
it was
something.
I
know. Wow, talk about trauma.
And it wasn't until we were outside waiting for our Uber, I'm like, wait, I recognize you. And that's what kind of started our friendship.
And it was all downhill from there. It's just like we clasped hands and then threw ourselves down a flight of stairs.
But the thing that really bonded us are the split fill fries. I'm so excited for that.
Honestly, same. I'm just thinking like, I can't wait to go to Downtown Disney with Mickey and get some Splitsville fries.
Yeah. Are you going to be there Thursday?
I think so. Yeah. What I don't know what my travel plans are yet, which is not good. May drive down. I think we're gonna drive down. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to get there, so I'll have enough time to hang out with you and like other friends. I don't even know who else is going to Playlist this year.
Bella's going.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Does she actually have a ticket this time?
I don't know. I asked her, I was like, oh, you going? She was like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm like, oh, fun. We can finally hang out. And she's not chasing after some rock star this time.
Ooh. If she dips out for that, I don't blame her. In fact, I encourage her.
Yeah.
But, yeah. God, I'm so excited for those fries.
I know. So if you're there Thursday, because I'm going to be there like Thursday all day. So if you come Thursday, we should totally go.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I expect any time that we're not in the Marriott at a panel, we're going to be at Downtown Disney.
Exactly.
Or Disney Springs, that's what they call it. Whatever,
it's the same place.
Disney with their confusing names.
So outside of social media, like, what do you do? Like,
well, I'm gonna exclude my concert photography because that's kind of social media as well. That's where I post it. At least very recently, like this past week, I moved into a new house, so that's swell. Basically, for the past almost 2 years, okay, pause. It gets real confusing. I used to live right outside of Washington, D.C., and then almost 2 years ago, my parents and I had to move away to take care of my grandparents, my mom's parents. Mm-hmm. And we had moved to their house in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And then sometime last year, we had to move into my aunt and uncle's house with my grandparents so they could be closer to like doctors and stuff because their health got super bad and blah, blah, blah. And literally like 3 days ago, we moved into this new house that we bought last week, like last Monday. And so this is the first time in almost 2 years that we've had our own house. So this is super nice. And it is, if I can say, a big ass house. There is a garage apartment that I am in right now with my cats.
Apartment?
So yeah, it's super cool. It's like a separate garage from the house. And there's like a little apartment above it. Oh. So it's super neat. Oh yeah, it is. It's great. So I have most of my stuff moved in, except for like a couple furniture items that I physically cannot drag up the stairs. And over the next couple months, I'm going to be decorating this, and I have some big plans because, you know, love that home design, that home decoration, HGTV, great. So I'm very excited about that. That's kind of just my personal life. Other than that, I don't do much. I go to concerts. That's as interesting as I get.
Well, I look forward to, I hope you do a room tour because I actually want to see that.
Oh, I will. I am so excited. Once it gets less janky, because the house was empty, devoid of furniture and everything, except for the garage apartment, which had all the old furniture. And it's straight out of, I don't even know how many decades ago. It's some old ass furniture. The kitchen, oh my God, it is like 80s, 90s. The washing machine and dryer, like my grandma would know how to operate that. My parents looked at that and were just like, Jesus Christ, what is this? Like, I'm sure if I were to like smack one of the pillows, a cloud of dust would emanate. And like the nice vintage vacuum cleaner is a real great touch.
Yeah, but say, based on that picture of the vacuum cleaner you posted on Twitter, I would probably say maybe the 1950s. Oh
yeah, it's up there. It's up there. We got some old things. This thing's gonna need to be repainted, all sorts of stuff. It just needs to be cleaned. The air conditioning unit, I don't even know. It is old, but
is it breathable air?
I haven't died yet, so we'll just see on that. But it's going to be interesting. I will give a little hint. Of course, the main living area is going to be Marvel themed.
I knew something was going to be Marvel themed.
I mean, duh.
Oh, but then that works because then comes Christmas. You can put your tree back up.
I haven't taken the tree down.
Oh my God.
Well, to be fair, for like about a month, like from like Christmas in January, my parents and I were back in my grandparents' house because my aunt and uncle got back from school in Michigan to their house. It's a whole mess of things that like I can't even hope to make sense. So I just didn't have time to take down the tree when we had moved back into my aunt's house. But I think this weekend I may get the van and stuff the tree inside and move it in here instead of taking it down. It's nice to look at. It makes me happy.
Because that is on my list of things I want to talk about, that tree. Because you all have to understand, that tree made her famous. That tree, she went viral.
Yeah, quite literally. It is. It's the infamous tree. It's quite something else. Like, never would I've ever thought that a Christmas tree would get me to go viral out of all things.
So, like Taylor said before, she does photography, which, by the way, she does great photography. Do you have like a?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have a photography page, or is it all on your Instagram?
I do. at the very end of November, I launched my own website, which is just taylorpettitt.com. Super simple and easy. It's the same as almost all my social medias except Snapchat, which sucks because you can't change your username, and I've had that for years. But yeah, that's where I kind of have just on the main page, it showcases like 15 to 20 pictures of my best work, and then I have an archive, which is just a dump of all the pictures I've ever taken. So if you want to scroll through hundreds of pictures ranging back to 2016, feel free to go there. I don't recommend it.
I do. The link will be down below.
Thank you. We're the little angel and devil on your shoulder, just going like, I don't recommend it. I do.
What got you with photography? Like, what got you wanted to, pursue like a career in photography?
Well, initially, I didn't. I did not want to. Once I started getting a feel for like the concert vlogs, I wanted to do something similar to that. I still wanted to do like a tour with a band, kind of be their videographer, because I've seen like bands like Bastille or All Time Low on like their US tours. They'll get their photographer or whoever to do little tour diaries. Like a little 3-5 minute one in each city that they're in. And I've always loved them because I like to see what my favorite band is up to in my city. I think they're neat. So I basically wanted to do something like that with just like a little twist and add some of like the YouTube feel to it, like the more personal style of vlogging. And then I don't even know what started this. Once I got my little vlogging camera, the Canon G7X, I loved that camera. I would give my life for that camera. I would just start recording videos at concerts, and then I would just take pictures with them. And I wasn't trying to take pictures. And then I realized, I'm like, oh damn, this camera takes some good ass concert pictures. And like, here's a little secret. I have it on auto. Which, whenever people hear this, they're just like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Deadass, it's on auto, which for that camera, it works. It's fine. Like, it clearly works perfectly. Yeah. Of course, I take my pictures into like Lightroom and stuff and edit them now. But in the beginning, I just edited them on my phone. So I didn't really do much to it. Not even like in any special apps. I just did in the Photos app, just the little filter. The lighting and saturation in that. But I eventually was just like, I like this. I think it's fun. I still want to do the videography standpoint of it, but at least the pictures right now, when no band has hired me yet, it's pretty easy. And at least from a background of it, my granddad, who currently has dementia, which is really sad, he used to be like the photographer of the family. I remember at like Christmas or Thanksgiving, all like our little family gatherings, he'd always have the camera and he'd be taking pictures of everyone. And of course, I was young and dumb and didn't like my picture taken. And this past Christmas, when I had my my bigger camera, my newer, my actual child, I was around the family and I was just taking pictures of them, and all of them were like, oh, you have an eye for photography just like your granddad, like you're the new family photographer. And I'm like, wow, that makes me feel good. So that may have been where the love of photography came from, like the eye for pictures or whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's sweet. I like that.
Not to get all soft on you or anything.
But yeah, I could totally see you like working with a band one day. It's like you have the skill for it. I think you could take you far. If you ever work with Beyonce, you better let me know. Oh yeah, I'll hire you as the person to carry my equipment.
That's fine. I'll be like, listen, Beyonce, honey, I know this great person, like, he's got, like, he's great at, like, I need him to carry my
I'm great at
bags.
carrying things.
Listen, he's great. He lifts all the weight off my shoulders.
Concerts. What was your first concert you ever been to?
Cher Lloyd. Y'all remember her?
Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd.
No shade, honestly. Yeah, Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd. It was Cher Lloyd back in 2013 at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland. Fifth Harmony and Zara Larsson opened up for her. Oh. I got to the venue maybe like an hour or two before doors and was shocked to see that there was a big ass line. And I'm like, what? Why are there so many people here? So I was in like the back of the pit. You can see how much I've changed since then. Yeah,
Taylor will literally camp out 3 days in advance just for a concert.
Oh yeah. Like 21 Pilots, oh no.
That was a wild ride. Oof. Just from the vlog, I was like, oh my god.
What's funny is I was not the first person there.
Who was?
By the end of the night, there were 16 people in line.
Oh, fun.
So I'm not the only one making bad decisions.
But as you can see, Taylor goes really hard for concerts. It's like she dedicates her fucking life to them. What's your favorite concert you've been to so far?
That is not a question I think I would be able to answer. I used to be able to like rank my concerts, be like, oh, this one was my favorite. Mm-hmm. This one was great. Like I can tell you which ones I love for like different reasons. Like the reason why Bastille became like my all-time favorite band was because they were so fun to see live. I've seen them 10 times live, which is like nothing compared to some of my friends. But they put on, to me, just such a great show, and it's so fun and high energy, and you're literally constantly jumping. Yeah. It is such a workout. I cannot choose my favorite. I've been to, at this point, over 100 concerts. Yes, I've counted. At least by the 21 Pilots concert, that was concert number 100. I don't know how many I've been to since then. Maybe like 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know. Something like that. And like Walk the Moon, I saw them like last week. They were super good. I loved it. That was such a high energy show. So positive and so nice. The lighting was gorgeous, which meant it was great to take pictures of. And like Ninja Sex Party shows, those are so fun. They're so positive. You need to come to see them next time. Like I
want to.
Please, I will be dragging you to the nearest show. 100%. Because like at least with NSP, Twerp and Planet Booty, like to anyone that doesn't know anything about them, they just seem so raunchy and so but you go to their shows and they're so positive, so inclusive, just so warm and like inviting. And of course they sing about dicks and butts. God, I got all the jokes today. I gotta recover from that. Wow.
Take your time.
No, they're so, it's just so fun. Like, you meet such great people at any shows, really. I can only think of like a handful of people that I met at shows that I'm like, they're bad. But like, there's nothing quite like the bond of a group of people that met a few hours earlier in line at a concert. That's how I've made most of my friends. I have my side of friends that I've met at concerts, and then I have my side of friends that I've met at YouTube conventions. Which that is just like a whole other subset of experience.
When is Ninja Sex Party's next show? Are they on a tour? I know they're working on something, right? They're in Australia. You want to go to Australia?
Sure. Sure. We can catch them in Hawaii. At least right now, they don't have any they don't have any U.S. dates planned. I'm sure they're planning on them. They just don't have any announced. At least Twerp and Planet Booty, their openers, they have a West Coast tour. And I may or may not be trying to go to that. I don't know how possible that's going to be. But yeah, that is just, that's all they have planned right now. Like, literally none of my bands have anything planned. Like, Bastille are off in Europe right now. And All Time Low are doing, I don't even know what. So, like, deadass, I have Playlist Live planned in March. That's it. I don't have anything in April except for the premiere and nothing in May. And I'm just like, what am I going to do with myself? Literally just like, I have nothing.
My next topic I'm going to talk about, which we're back to the infamous tree. So Taylor is a huge fan of Marvel.
Yes.
And
very much. I've seen too many of their movies.
She has.
I can quote them if you want.
We'll save that. So, like, what got you interested in Marvel? What was the first movie that got you interested in?
God, I don't know. See, when Avengers first came out, like in 2012, I remember when that was out on DVD, and at least my parents and I were watching it for the first time. This was the first time I had one of my old, like, elementary or middle school friends over. And I just vividly remember them putting it on the TV, and we were watching it, and we both fell asleep. To be fair, we were 12 or 13. So, but I remembered nothing from that. I'm sure I had seen, like, Iron Man or Captain America or Thor. I don't even think I've seen the Hulk. Like, I'm sure I'd seen it before that, but I don't know. And I guess I had watched it again, like, months later with, like, my cousins. And when they found out I fell asleep, they got really mad. And I'm just like, I was tired, okay? I can tell you the first one I saw in theaters, which was Iron Man 3. And this one has, like, a cute little memory attached to it. This was right after I had gone into homeschooling. And my dad and I had, like, a little pact that was like, if I did well on, like, my schoolwork and everything, we can go see movies in theaters a lot. So the first one that we'd seen was Iron Man 3. And seeing as that was the first movie to come out after Avengers, I think I'd liked Avengers enough to have want to seen that. Or at least I really don't remember anything. After that, I think my mom started got into her love of Thor. He is her favorite. And yeah, we did. And I think it was, I'm going to say summer 2013, when we would take my mom into work in DC, like in the morning. And because of, like, you know, the HOV lanes, has to be 3 people to use them. So I was the third person. So I'd be woken up from my deep slumber, dragged into the car. And we drove, because my mom works at the Department of Labor, which is right next to the Capitol building. And when they were filming my favorite movie, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which takes place in DC, the opening sequence when Cap is running past Sam Wilson and they stop at a tree and talk there, we saw them filming that. So we did not know it was them until later that night when my mom got home. It was like, oh, they were filming the new Captain America movie. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And we got back the next day and they were gone. So I could have met Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie and potentially Scarlett Johansson when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And also in pajamas. But that didn't happen. And I literally can point out that exact tree. It's still there.
I'm about to say, is it a landmark now?
I wish. More important than the Capitol building and the White House combined.
Yeah. So, because Okay, well, let me ask you this first. Who's your favorite in the whole Marvel universe?
My favorite character, I'd say, is Bucky. Like, my favorite, like, hero or, like, Avenger is Steve, Captain America. I guess that's it. I really, like, those two just, like, stand out to me. I love all of them with my whole heart. But yeah, at least starting out, I super loved Thor, and then my mom got really attached to him, and I'm like, oh, I don't want that. And then I'm like, oh, maybe like Captain America's my favorite, and then the rest of my family got attached to him, and I'm like, I don't want that. And I'm like, maybe Tony, and then that he was my favorite for a while. And then I don't know when the switch was. I just went back to Cap. And now I'm just kind of in the hellhole that is Marvel. There's so many characters.
Yeah. Because I have recently, because you know this, recently got into Marvel. Mm-hmm. And first of all, it's a really long ride.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Wait, can I just say real quick? One of my friends, Grace, I had basically taken her captive and made her watch all the Marvel movies up to, I think it was up to Civil War. So that was like 13 or 14 movies. We did watch Deadpool. She had never seen a superhero movie before, and she was adamant on never watching them. So in the course of like almost 2 weeks, I made her watch all those movies up until that point, which was a lot. And she equates it to brainwashing, which, when you think about it,
it's accurate.
Yeah, it really is accurate. You just expose someone to something in a short amount of time, and a lot of that something, and it just sticks. Yeah. So now she is just as unhealthily obsessed with it as I am. Oh, at least to yourself, you did it. Yeah, you did it in your own period of time.
What was it? Oh, it's a long ride.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a long ride, but also, it's like, because the only Marvel movie I've ever watched before I watched the rest of them was Black Panther.
Which is a great one
movie
to watch.
Totally. And I was like, you know what? If Black Panther was as good, let me check out the other ones. Mm-hmm. So, they were all great except for Hulk. We don't talk about that.
You watched The Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, because I thought it's a part of everything.
Yeah, it is a part of it, but like,
I regret
at least I think the first time I watched it was like 2017. Like, or maybe even last year. I don't know. It was very recently, and I watched it and I'm like, wow, this really is not that good.
Yeah, I was like,
oh no.
Okay, there you go. I hear you.
Okay. I was like, it's stopping. Oh God.
But yeah, I was like, I could have went without the Hulk. I wish I would have known that going into it, but
yeah,
too late.
Especially since I think that if you watch them in order of release date, I think that was like the second movie. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, wow, Iron Man, that was pretty good. You know, like, I can see why that like kickstarted everything, and then you watch The Incredible Hulk and you're just like, huh, maybe this was not a good decision. But like, it does help like to recognize a few of the characters, like Thunderbolt Ross and everything. Other than that, you know the gist of the Hulk. He gets mad and he grows big and green. But yeah, it's really important to watch them in order, excluding The Incredible Hulk, and like not to skip around or skip any of them, because especially by release date, you can see the progression of like their budget going up and up, and the quality of them. Because it's like, if you were to watch Captain America: The First Avenger and then skip to Civil War, you'd be like, huh, they got more of a budget. They have like a great CGI team working on this. And it's so important not to skip the movies because it just adds to
the stories.
Yeah, to the stories, to the characters, and it really makes you love them.
Yeah.
And especially watching Infinity War, it just makes it all the much worse. It just sucks. Wow.
Because when I was watching it, as I continued to watch all of them like in order of release date, is that what I did? Or did I go in like Marvel Universe? No, I did release date.
Yeah.
I kind of noticed like I had like qualities of each character that I liked. Like for instance with Tony, I like how he's like witty and like sarcastic, and it's like, I'm glad I kind of like stuck around for each journey, because if I just gave up, I probably would have been so confused.
Oh yeah.
But I think my favorite so far.
No, go ahead.
I think my favorite so far is between Doctor Strange and Black Panther.
Ooh, that is like a good choice. Of course, Black Panther is just like, after seeing that movie once, I was like, this is in my top 3. Yeah. That is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And Doctor Strange, he just grows on you. Yeah. He's such a little shit, but he grows on you.
And I think that's what makes me like him. I was like, he has a bit of an attitude. I like that.
I like that as a man. Wow. There's, at least with my friend that I essentially brainwashed, she definitely has a type of guy, at least personality, that kind of like snarky assholes. Like, she loves Tony, she loves Doctor Strange, and like even Loki. And I'm just like, you just like assholes. Like, that's just it. And it's fun characters. It's great. Oh yeah, it makes for witty banter.
Yeah. So this all leads to the tree.
Oh yes.
So
the tree.
So Taylor did this herself, all homemade. She bought like these little figurines of each Marvel character, and basically made them ornaments, and did a whole tree. Made a tree skirt from scratch. Took like Captain America's shield. She had a fucking lamp on the top. She had a lamp that was Thanos.
This little kid's desk lamp from Target. It's battery operated, and the Infinity Stones light up. And like I taped it to a little condiment like container, just a tiny bowl. Stuck that on the top, and I'm like, this is not secure. So then I went out and bought some garland, cut that up, and then wrapped it around. And it's there. If you nudge the tree, it will fall. I can tell you exactly what it feels like to have that thing fall on your head. It's not fun.
So Taylor's a very crafty queen, first and foremost.
Of course.
But it's like
DIY master.
but she came up with this all by herself, and it's like, did you have an idea, like a vision for this already, or did you just like go into it blindly and just put it together?
Well, essentially, what my parents and I have kind of always had, like, our like big Christmas tree has always been like Disney themed, because I'm sure, as you can imagine, Disney has a shit ton of ornaments. Yeah. Amongst all their movies and franchises and everything, there's a lot. So we would always do that. And last year I was like, or the year before last year, whatever, I was like, I want to do a Marvel tree next year. My mom's like, sounds great, honey. And what my mom has done in the past, I burped. I'm sorry. That came out of nowhere. Wow. It's just so exciting to talk about this. She had taken like these little action figure sets that you can get from Disney Store, like a set of 10 or so for like 15 or 20 bucks. And she had drilled holes into them, like, and with characters like Stitch or like Jumba or whatever, like round characters, it's easy to do that because they got a bit of a head going on. Yeah. And she would just make them into ornaments. Well, with these tiny ass human characters with, like normal size heads, you can't really do that. That would blow their heads off. Yeah. So I took fishing lines and essentially made a noose. Oh yeah, I hung them. They're all dead. Like, Thanos does not have anything on me. I killed all of the Avengers, even him. Yeah, so they're all just being hung, basically, which is fine. It's cute.
Season.
It adds character. And I wanted a little bit more to add to the tree. I had seen online that this woman had made like a Captain America shield tree skirt. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like just felt and stuff and was ruffled, and I'm like, that's cute. I want to do something similar to that. And my mom actually found this, so she's the one to credit for at least finding the material, mm-hmm. which was, I think she ordered it off of Amazon. She found different size sequin circular patterns, and basically it was just perfect for a tree skirt. We had to do a little bit of fiddling around, and we got the tree skirt in and done like the day before I posted them.
Oh,
like
wow.
The night before, actually. It was super late, and that's when the gauntlet fell and hit me on the head, and I was very upset. But yeah, so that's at least kind of attributed to her. The gauntlet I found is a desk lamp at Target, and like for $25, and I love it. It's perfect.
But the thing about the reason why the tree's famous is because God noticed.
Mm-hmm. The Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony, who directed The Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and the new movie Endgame, they saw the tweet and retweeted it, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. It was the night of December 23rd, around 10 p.m. I think so. I was playing Smash Ultimate with my family, and then I checked Twitter, and I'm like, I'm getting a lot of tweets. And I'm like, what happened? This thing has suddenly blown up. And one of my friends was like, the Russos retweeted it. And I'm like, excuse me? And sure enough, they did. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And, I thought it would stay at that. And I kind of tweeted as a joke, like, at Russo Brothers, please take me to the Endgame premiere. I'll make ornaments. And that was tweeted very shortly after I had seen that they'd retweeted it. And I didn't tag them. I did not tag them. So my theory is somehow it got sent to them, which I doubt, or they just went and scrolled back through my account, which would have been a lot of tweets and a lot of gibberish from me, a lot of nonsense that I don't even want to think about, and saw that, and they're just like, okay, bet we're gonna do that. And they did, and I had just gotten to my uncle's Christmas party. And this is Christmas Eve. This is almost a full 24 hours later. Mm-hmm. When this happened. And again, I did not at them. I didn't tag them in it at all. And I just got to the Christmas party. I sat down, I checked my phone, and I see I'm getting a lot of tweets that are saying replying to at Russo Brothers and at Taylor Pettitt. And I'm like, what's this weird? It's not tagging the 50 other actors and actresses that I tagged in the original tweet. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let me see what that is. And I scroll up. I dropped my phone when I see what was happening. And basically they're just like, of course you can come to the premiere. Happy holidays, DM us. And I saw they followed me, and I'm like, are you shitting me right now? And my family were just like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't describe it. For one thing, there's a whole ass story that goes with it. So I kind of was just like, I made a marble tree, the director saw it, and then just invited me to the premiere. I don't know what to do. My dad, since we just got in there, he went to use the bathroom, and I ran up to him, and I'm shaking. I'm red face. I'm just a mess. And he thinks that one of the other actors had seen it, maybe Chris Evans, because I kept talking. I'm like, why hasn't he retweeted it? Mm-hmm. Or just joking about that. And he thought that had happened. He did not. He thought he heard me wrong when I said they invited me to the premiere. He's like, I'm sorry, what? And I showed it to him, and he's like, and they sent that to you? And I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. And the whole family, they're like, wow, that's cool. That's neat. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is crazy. This is not happening, for one thing. That's not about to happen. I was just a shell of myself at that party. I basically huddled into a corner. My uncle had little spicy chicken nuggets. And I just kept eating those because I wanted to feel something. And it worked. My mouth was on fire. And that, if I think about it, I can just project myself back into that experience. And it's a lot. It is a lot. I could not open my Twitter app. People are trying to DM me and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't see any of this. Like, please text me at least.
So yeah, the tree is kind of like, it's a thing. It made history.
Oh, it's a thing. Oh yeah.
Like to the point that how many? Like you have like what? 2 fucking articles now? 3?
Oh, I have like at least 3. A couple websites did copy articles of one. Like I think the 3rd article that got translated into French and then got translated back into English. And I swear they used Google Translate. It did not make any sense. In the same paragraph, they called me a guy and then a girl. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. But I was just like, how did you get from like one point to another? Like, that has to be Google Translate. But that was so, like, comicbook.com wrote an article and I'm like, God damn. Like, that's like legit.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, Taylor is just, she's a tree girl, I guess. You can just call her that.
Oh, yes. I'm just the Marvel Christmas tree girl, you know? I'm like the Fiji water girl, except in a Christmas tree.
Truth be told, if you can find some way to take that tree to the premiere, do it.
Listen, my mom and my brother were like joking about that. Like, oh, we're gonna come bearing the tree down the red carpet. And I'm like, you are not invited. Like, please get away from me. Yeah, I've thought about making little pins and I'm like, no, that'd be kind of stupid. But like, it's still up in the air. Like, it's not up in the air. Truth be told, I don't have like a lot of the details because it's still like the event is still being worked on and like all the like finer details and like invitations are still being worked on and everything. So I'll find out more of it when it gets closer to the date. Just right now, I have it publicly confirmed that I am going. So that's at least a relief.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. Like, it doesn't feel real, even though in my mind I know it happened. You know? It's weird.
Well, I can't wait to see hella pictures of doing a red
carpet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I'm gonna show up in a very extravagant dress and all the photographers are gonna be like, oh my God, who is she? And I'm like, I'm the tree girl. I do a hair flip. I wake at them, you hear like the little ding. And they're like, oh God, get her out of here.
Honestly, okay, let's talk about fashion real quick. What are you planning on wearing?
Okay, so I'm gonna be wearing Chanel. No, I'm not. I'm not. God. I had my sights on this fancy dress, but that is way out of my price range. That shit is like $500, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm cheap and poor. I cannot afford that. But I basically I'm thinking just like a simple like red dress. I was thinking purple because it's like that's kind of like the color scheme, like purple and gold for like Endgame and stuff. And then I'm thinking like, red looks better on me. So I'm kind of thinking like a simple red dress, kind of like poofy in the skirt, like ball gown-esque. But I don't want to go like too over the top because I don't want to take away the attention from the actors.
Could you imagine? Everyone's like, oh, forget the actress. This girl named Taylor came in this dress and she stole the show.
She was clearly the best dressed here. They're like, who styled you? And I'm like, me. And they're like, wow. Yeah, I just want something simple, and I've always joked with my friend Grace about like, just when we're all rich and famous and we're on the red carpet, like this is what we'll wear. We'll constantly just show up everyone else in their crummy outfits. And now I'm like, wow, I really can do that now. No, I just want a dress that I can kind of like swoosh around. That's literally just it. I want a dress with good swooshing effect.
Sounds good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, I need to make sure you look great for this moment because it has to be monumental.
Oh yeah, it has to be perfect. Like I gotta really make something out of this.
So if you ever go dress shopping, let me know.
Oh, I will, 100%.
My next topic that I kind of want to talk about is research. You are with research.
Oh,
so
I am.
If you don't know, research is a beauty company. They do like how would you describe it? Is it kind of like Ipsy?
It's basically just, well, it's mainly a website, but there's like YouTube and like Instagram and all the social medias and everything. Mm-hmm. But it's basically where you can search for a product and find real in-depth and easy to read reviews instead of the whole crap where you hear like, oh, well, this on my wedding day, you know, and I've been looking forward to this for like 17 years. I married the love of my life, my high school, and it's just like, I want to know how the lipstick works.
Yeah.
This skips all that bleh.
The bullshit.
And yes, the bullshit, exactly. It gets straight to the point. It tells you like if it's long lasting, full coverage, if it's shiny or matte, whatever, all that stuff. It tells you where to buy it from, the price and blah, blah, blah. If it's vegan, cruelty free, all sorts of stuff. It has everything. And it's like super easy to navigate. And it's basically, I think the elevator pitch for that is research helps you find the perfect makeup product for you. So you don't have to return it and you get to just save all your money. You don't have to just struggle with, but like, do I go return this? I feel bad because I use it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to mess with all that stuff.
So it's kind of like direct, honest reviews to help you kind of understand the products.
Yeah, and exactly. It's just super easy to navigate. Either you add your own products and what your opinion is of them, or you can just look up like whatever product you want. Like if you're like, oh, how does the Fenty Beauty eyeliner, like what do people think of that? You type that in, you look at it, and you're just like, oh, okay, long lasting, that's good. It's not smudgy, blah, blah, blah. You just get it. And it's super easy. And yeah, like I said, they have a YouTube channel and all sorts of stuff, and that's where I make videos for them. And yeah.
Have you been with them for a long time, or was it when we were at Playlist is when you started working with them?
Yeah, it was at Playlist. Yeah, they basically, the rundown for that was I was, walking down the hall and I see these two girls and I'm like, oh, they got some cool ass skirts. They had like kind of those like mermaid skirts, like with all the sequins and everything. And I'm just like, oh, I like your skirts. And this was Carly, one of like the main people at Research. She's just like, oh, cool, I'm gonna interview you. She just like did a complete 180 and stopped me and was just like, can I interview you? And I'm like, of course, like sure. And then did like a quick little video there, and then she invited me back to the booth and I talked with Hillary, the CEO of Research, and all that good stuff. And then they're like, if you're interested, like we'll email you and just email us back and blah blah blah. And basically I just kind of stuck with it because I'm like, this seems cool and they're all really nice. And then we met up again with a bunch of like the creators at VidCon, and basically that was the whole VidCon crew for this last year, was just Research, which was fun.
So have you always been into makeup, or did that start getting you into makeup?
I have kind of always been into makeup. I think like the first vivid memory I have of it was when I was in 6th grade and I wore very bright blue eyeshadow, and like it was not blended. It was just blue. It was a lot. And then I just kept working at it. I watched a lot of beauty tutorials, like just all sorts of YouTubers that would do makeup related videos. I was all over that. and I eventually started getting a little bit better. And I'm like, I want to work at Sephora. And I went and got myself a job at Sephora. And I was with them for just under a year, and then I had to move. But in that span of like 10 months or so, my skills just like skyrocketed. Because basically, makeup was your uniform. Of course, you had like the smock and everything, but you had to come in with like essentially a full face of makeup every single day. And you do things consistently for a very long period of time, you're bound to get better at it. And I learned skincare, I learned different techniques, I learned all sorts of stuff. And yeah, so now it's just kind of second nature to me.
Nice. Okay, so now we're at the like open floor words. The open the open floor portion where you can ask me anything you want to know about me or talk about any topic you want to talk about. It's up to you.
Well, how did you get into YouTube, Mickey?
Well, I got into YouTube. Okay, let me go way back. So 2007, Beyonce was
Damn.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Beyonce was doing a contest to submit a video of you doing choreography to single ladies when it was popular back then. And she's like, well, if you do this, send it to me. You'll win tickets to the concert in whatever city I come to. And your video will be like in a little montage on the screen behind me when I'm dancing with single ladies. I was like, oh, fun. So I learned that choreography.
Ooh.
And I still know it to this day.
Oh, you have to show me that playlist. You have to.
Bet. But the thing is, I never recorded it because I was too nervous. And so I was like, well, shit, what do I do now? so
you're like, I have this, and I don't know what to do with it.
So then I was like, well, I could post it online. A lot of people have done it already. But then I was like, no, I already get bullied as much as I do now. I don't want to add more fuel to the fire. So I kind of just kept that video. I probably still have it. I might post this.
Oh my God, do it.
So I just kept that video, and I would just watch a lot of you. This is what I first discovered. I think at the same time I discovered Shane Dawson. Before he became like this huge conspiracy theory person. And back in the day. Yeah. Fun fact, Shane Dawson wasn't always doing conspiracy theories. And I was like, I saw how he just like did like these stories with characters and stuff, and I was like, that seems kind of fun. I think I could do that. So years went on, I didn't do it. And I think I finally got up the courage one day when I was like super depressed. I was like, look, I need to get myself out of this funk of depression and just do something to distract me. So the next day I started recording, and here we are now.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's all thanks to Beyonce.
We can thank Beyonce for everything, quite honestly. She really did that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how I started.
Oh, that's great. I love that. What made you want to go to like Playlist Live and stuff?
That's a good question.
Oh.
Truth be told, I don't even know how I found out about Playlist. I think it happened accidentally.
You were just there.
Because I started my channel in 2015, and that was the year I didn't know Playlist existed, and that was also the same year Playlist DC started. And
I think I got to go to the first one, which I found out because Jack Swims was going, and I'm like, I want to meet him, and I got my ticket the day before.
And somehow I found about, because first I found about Community Night. And then I applied, and they was like, oh, do you have, in the question of like, oh, do you have a ticket to Playlist? I'm like, what the hell is Playlist? So I did my research, and I found, I was like, oh, they're in DC, close to home, I can do that. And that's how I found Playlist. That's when I did my first panel, and that's when I met everyone. Era. Well, no, that's not when I met Era. I met Era later on in the year, but that's when I met everyone else. And I've been to 2016 DC, 2017 DC. I've only been to DC because it was close to home. It was cheap. And then I went to Orlando for the first time last year, and I'm going to Orlando for the second time this year.
Oh, love that.
How many have you been to Playlist events?
Oof, I've been to all the ones in DC, which was 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've been to, it's been 2 in Orlando. So 5 in total. I've never done a tri-state. I am not about to go to New Jersey. I'm sorry. It smells there.
Well, I didn't want to go because it didn't seem like it was eventful. Like it was.
Yeah, it was a day.
It was a day in one big warehouse. Like literally, everything was in one room.
That's just.
Mess.
No, thank you. I'd prefer not.
No.
I'll just stick with Orlando. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my playlist story.
Oh, I love that. I'm just so excited for playlist.
Me too. Like I'm looking forward to this. Like after my birthday, and it's right after my birthday, so it's like little birthday celebration.
Oh, that's so great. I only wish it was just like a few days later, because then we could have seen Captain Marvel together.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm like, damn, they really had to do it like a week early. Like I couldn't have seen like 2 Marvel movies like within the span of Playlist Live. Like really, yeah. Man, that was truly like the worst idea on mine and Ara's part to see Infinity War like at Playlist Live. I was numb.
It gave me great entertainment to see them sad.
Oh yeah, I know. All of y'all were just like, y'all are a mess. And we're like, we're gonna see it again.
Anything else you want to ask? Anything else you want to know?
Man, I should have written some stuff down. Damn. Wow, look at me.
I did a bad job. Here's something we can talk about. 21 Pilots. So, I just got into them recently. Wow.
There's something.
Yeah. I think, because, okay, here's what I did. So I realized a lot of the songs that I like hear in commercials and movies were written by them. So it was because it was mainly, what song were they mainly playing? It was either Ride or, no, it was mainly Ride. And they just,
that one's a really popular one.
Yeah, so they played it a lot. And it was at one point, I was like, I'm so sick and tired of the song. Whoever wrote this, I don't know who the artist is, but I hate them because this is annoying. And it was at one point, this is back when TikTok used to be Musical.ly, and everybody did the whole stressed out thing, and I'm like, this is so annoying.
Oh God. Oh no, I stayed away from that. And luckily I literally don't listen to radio. So I have no songs ruined for me. If I ruin a song, it's because of myself, because I overplay it too much, it's so frequent. But like, and anyone's like, oh, haven't you heard of this song? And I'm like, nope. I'm not. I don't know anything that's happening recently. But I know a lot of people got annoyed by those songs.
Yeah. And I didn't even know who 21 Pilots were at that time. So I just was like, whoever the artist is, I'm not going to look them up. I hate the song. So it's like, I'm not going to get into them. and I think the thing that made
honestly, a valid reaction.
And the thing that made me really get into it was actually your vlog. Because when I saw the concert, I was like,
my
holy
God,
shit.
wow.
I was like, this looks fun. Who are they? And then I was like, oh, it's them.
You're like, oh no.
Because when I found,
thank you.
Because when I found the song, I was like, oh, it's them. Finally pieced it together. So I was like kind of confused. I was like, do I want to hate them or do I want to give them a chance?
And out of the good grace of your heart, you gave them a chance.
So I actually think they're pretty good. Let's see. Favorite songs on the recent album. Levitate.
Oh, you like Levitate?
Yeah.
That sounds really shady.
Oh, what? Yeah, I'm gonna say what's wrong with that.
I'm so sorry. It's like, I think honestly my least favorite song off of Trench.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't hate it. I don't think it's like the worst song I've ever heard. But I just don't like it that much. Like,
Wow, Taylor.
and like, I know a lot of people that are like, oh, it's my favorite song. And I'm just like, huh, that's something.
So I like Levitate. I like Morph.
Morph is great. I
Yes.
love Morph.
Yes. And then
it's fantastic. That one grew on me.
Yeah. And then Pettitt.
A bop.
Truly.
What a bop. I truly, the first time I listened to that, I was just like, I want to make fun of it, but it's really good. Like, it's super good.
It is. And then, what else?
Chlorine is wonderful.
Yeah,
like we love her.
Yeah, it's cute.
Bandito. Oof. Wow. That one, I love Bandito.
That one didn't really stick with me.
What was that?
I said that one didn't really stick with me yet.
I think what stuck that song to me when Trench, okay, that's the word, was first released. I was in Philadelphia for like a couple days, and I was walking to a GameStop near the hotel because the new Super Mario Party game was just released, and I was about to buy it, and I was listening to Trench, and it got to Bandito, and that is the perfect song to walk in a crowded city to. Like, it sets a good pace, and it's like it's good. It makes you feel like you're in a movie, and I love when songs make me feel like that. I love it. Yeah, and of course, Legend. That one makes me cry. That was a sweet one. I played that to my mom in the car for the first time, and she like started crying.
Oh. So yeah, I feel like I'm at the point where I feel like I'm ready to go see them live, but at the same time, it's like, am I ready for the experience?
It is an experience.
Yeah.
It is. It's something as you had seen. The smart thing to do is to either, like get seats or not camp out. Or you can just be crazy like me and camp out for 3 days. It's chill. Though, like, the camping out experience really was something. Like, I could not capture every moment in the vlog. Like, in the middle of the night, on the first night we were there, when my friend Audrey was screaming because there were rats digging in the trash can. When we, like, the first day when we had to figure out where to line up because we couldn't line up on Capital One Arena's property. The firemen being very sweet to us. The FBI showing up, that was great. At 6 a.m, day of the show, when we finally could go on property, no one recorded this, and I'm so mad about it because it was the funniest thing. I was one of like the 3 or 4 main line organizers. I wasn't initially a part of that, but I just kind of stepped up because I like to see things organized. And basically, my friend Abby was in charge of like writing down the names and giving people numbers and stuff. Another one of my friends was in charge of like making sure, like, because we had to cross the street twice, and we had to make sure like everyone got across safely, and we had like, I don't know how many people, like maybe 100 or 200 people at that point. And we had to make sure like we would get, I think we got groups of like 15 people across at once. And so there was one of my friends that was in charge of grouping people up, another in charge of making sure people got settled in the official line over on the property in order. And I was in charge of running people across the street. No one took a video of me frantically, with no makeup on, sprinting across the street in DC at 6 a.m. with groups of people basically doing like that. Like, you could have given me these glow sticks and I would have been exactly like the people on runways. Yeah, exactly. I was quite literally doing that. And it was something else. I was exhausted. It was Halloween and it was freezing. It was like about 30 or 40 degrees. I ended up taking off my jackets because I was running so much. Because I basically had to get people across in like the span of like one light cycle. And I had to get back to get more people. It was so much. But we kept it organized, which was great. It was fun. And people in line would like turn to ask me for questions, and I'm just like, I know as much as you. I can just tell you like the kind of rules that we've made for the line, but other than that, I don't know. But you gotta see them at least eventually.
I plan on it.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have to wrap up.
Oh.
Oh, have to go.
Well, it's been so much fun. As you can tell, I like to talk. So podcasts are wonderful. That is just my thing.
So yeah, thanks everyone for listening. If you made it this far, thanks Taylor for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I will see you at Playlist,
and I will see you too. We're gonna get the biggest basket of Splitsville fries.
I hope so.
Guaranteed.
So yeah, all Taylor's information will be down below if you want to check her out. And yeah, thank you for listening, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.